know some people that are getting married in the near future, and I was just wondering whether you had a few words for them.
Well, obviously I would recommend that most young people, especially Christian people, would go for pre-marriage counseling before they get married instead of coming to the counselor years later, having done a whole lot of damage to their marriage. I think the most important thing for a young couple getting married to remember is that they have a tremendous responsibility in knowing that their marriage is meant to reflect to a lost and hurting world the relationship between Christ and His bride. That's the most important aspect of marriage. Now I know that from the human perspective of living within space and time, we have great plans for marriage and the focus. It's easy enough to get the focus on our marriage and our happiness instead of what it is our marriage and our happiness is supposed to point to. And what it is supposed to point to is to point to the glory of God and to the relationship that Christ has with His bride. Now, having said that, the most common mistake that young people make when they get married is they have absolutely unrealistic expectations. The young man might think, okay, this is great now, I got a wife, I don't have to cook anymore, I don't have to iron shirts anymore, I don't have to do laundry anymore, and I have somebody to share my bed and keep me warm at night. And to a woman, she might think, oh, this is great now, I have somebody to love me and cherish me and protect me and provide for me and defend me for the rest of my life. So they both go in with an attitude of what expectation they have from the other person, and that is dead wrong. That'll get you into trouble big time. Go into marriage with an attitude of what can I be for this other person? What can I do for this other person? How can I enrich their life? How can I meet their needs? And if you have both people tripping over each other, trying to outdo each other in terms of pleasing each other, now you have the recipe for a happy marriage. But I also understand that it's a very rare thing, but it's not unattainable. And it's not going to be something that young people can do perfectly, but if they can do it for the majority of the time that they're together, then they've got a good head start. Now I'm inclined to agree with Jay Adams, who says that if there is no love in your marriage, that husband, it is your fault. Now I know that's a huge responsibility on the male, but it's also true. And why is that? Well, let's bring in the biblical application. We love God. Why? Because He first loved us. So, husband, your wife will love you if you first love her. Men essentially are initiators and women are responders, and that's the way God has made us. Now, a lot of men, unfortunately, they think, okay, now that I'm married, I can leave her at home, I can go to the ball game, I can go out and work on cars, I can go out and golf, I can go out and do this and do that because I've taken care of this marriage thing. And in the meantime, the woman starts to feel like she's second rate in his life. She's been kind of pushed to the back burner, and she's just there to accommodate and be of some benefit to him, and he seems to think that he already married her. He already said I do once, so he doesn't have to invest anything more in that marriage. Well, I love the way that the Hebrew people handled things in the biblical days, and essentially what the attitude was there was that a man, once he had married a woman, he was to take a year off where he wasn't supposed to go to work and he wasn't supposed to do anything. He was supposed to spend a year learning how to please his wife. And I'll tell you, fellas, you know, if you will make that investment in the first year of your relationship where you will always prioritize your wife, you will make her feel like she's your leading lady and she is your top priority, that woman, she will encourage you and be your biggest cheerleader for the rest of her life. If you don't make that investment in her, she's always going to be competing for first place in your life, which is going to take the pleasure away from you in participating in anything outside of the home or the marriage, because she will see everything as a threat. So that's my greatest advice that I can give to a young man, is take that first year and invest everything that you've got in that woman and love her as Christ loved the church. Be willing to lay down your life for her, honor her as the weaker vessel, and make her feel as though she is your number one priority in life. And if you do that, you'll be laying the groundwork for a very loving, supportive, encouraging wife to be by your side for the rest of your life. And having said that, marriage is is not so much for our benefit, although we do reap benefits from being married, but the benefit is for God, and our responsibility is to glorify God in our marriages by the man taking on the role of being the high priest in the home and being the provider and the protector, and the woman taking on the role of being the nurturer and the cheerleader. And if we can get that down, then we've got a pretty good foundation laid for the beginning of our marriage, and hopefully it'll only get better from there. That doesn't mean that there aren't going to be problems and upheavals and difficulties, but when two people really love each other and are mature in the way they handle these things, there's no reason why those difficulties can't be considered just stepping stones to having a closer and a better relationship. So that's my advice to the newlyweds.